It, take a seat. Maybe you have your morning tea or your morning coffee with you, and hopefully you're already in a good, yummy Sunday morning energy. So let's go ahead and just take a moment to let everyone sort of arrive and land. And as we do that, take a moment to just release anything that you need to release. Let go of the week that you've had, if you had bad sleep or if you had something on your mind already this morning, something that was playing around, any kind of sticky energy that you don't need, that's not helping you right now, we'll just leave that at the door with your jacket. We'll let it go, we'll set it down, and take a moment to just release and relax. So what I would love to do as we get in here, if you are popping in, I would love to just hear from you. I would love to just get a little word about. We're streaming across several platforms. Hi, yes, I would love to see just a little hello, or what's going on in your energy. If you want to pop in a word as well of what you want to step into, if there's something you're really looking to step into. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, Amber. Hey, Beba. Hey, Althea. Hi, Christine. Some familiar names, Melanie and Jan. Linda, yay! It's so good to have your beautiful presence there. So fantastic. Now, what I'd love for you to do is to let yourself chat as we go. So feel free. We're going to be popping some comments up on the screen as well, but I would love to feel your presence and love to know that you're there and feel you in the chat and feel your energy. And I just ask that that's always uplifting and supportive, that we're creating this supportive community and supportive space for each other as we go through this. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I love it. Cheryl, you're in a place where it's the afternoon already. I love that. Yes. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Michelle. Welcome in. Hi, Abby. Oh, I'm so happy to see your precious selves. Hi, Selena. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So now I do want us to go ahead and grab a pen and paper if you don't have one with you. Find a nice, comfy place to sit where you feel supported and you can relax and you can kind of lean into this. If you have the opportunity right now to really tune in and let yourself just be here and be in this space, I would love for you to do that. If you don't and you're multitasking, that is okay too. And I completely understand. But you probably still want to have a pen and paper nearby to write down intuitive hits as they come up. I'm going to ask you to write some things down. And at the end, we're also going to be doing a calling in for that Valentine's Day energy that is coming up so soon. We're going to be calling in. So we're going to be stepping into a manifestation energy for love. So that's going to be at the end of this. But as we get started, I would love us to just ground in for a moment and take a moment to let you step into your divine essence. And I do want you to think of your masculine, feminine essence, just the essence of who you are. And I want you to step into that fully and completely. And I want you to go ahead and take 5 breaths to fully step in to yourself. And we'll step in for 5, 4, becoming more and more yourself. 3, feeling a lightness of being. 2, you feel safe, you feel good, you feel better and better. And 1, you just feel like yourself, stepping into the true essence of who you are. Give a moment to love and respect this human who has been through what you've been through, who is here right now, who is showing up for themselves. And let's dive in. Pen and paper ready. I love to hear that. Yes, release of toxins, release. Ready for a shift to change in life. Yes. Okay. So as we begin, we're going to be talking about balancing feminine, masculine energy. This is the relationship edition. This doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship to get amazing information from this. This information is going to be good for all parts of your life, but also for aspects of your dating life, for everything that's coming up. Now we'll go ahead and flip back to our beautiful slides, and we're going to go ahead and just break down what is masculine and feminine energy. So first of all, the important things to touch on here that we're not talking about gender. So there are things that do hold true in a lot of ways, most of the time for both genders. Females, most of the time are in their feminine energy. Males most of the time are in their masculine energy. But this is beyond gender. This is something where we hold a mixture of both feminine and masculine energy, all of us, all of the time. Not only that, but this is shifting and changing. So there are variables here. There are shades of gray. So this varies person to person, but this also varies depending on your life circumstances, what's going on with you, what just did you come out of, where are you going, do you feel safe? This also varies relationship to relationship. So you might notice that when you are in, interaction with one person, your energy feels affected and changed, and perhaps you feel in a space where you can really receive, you can really give, you can really be in a space that feels like you can be more emotional, you can be more vulnerable, you can let your intuitive self shine. And you might enter into another interaction with another person where that pulls out those, competitive feelings in you, or it pulls out that drive, that ambition, that forward motion, that goal orientation, that straight line energy of that masculine energy. So this really shifts relationship to relationship, and it shifts in gray areas as even you move out throughout the day. So there's a lot of subtleties here, and these are a lot of generalities as well. So I want you to use your deep intuition as you take on this information. And really, I want you to take on this information with a sense of curiosity, as opposed to, oh, this is my new truth, or this is a solid black and white thing. Just curious, how does this relate to me? How does this relate to my interactions with other people? How does this relate to my relationships? Okay, so when we're talking about feminine and masculine energy, with the feminine, we're talking about more of an inward energy. With the masculine, we're talking about more of an outward energy. And again, we're talking in generalities, but with that feminine energy, we would be talking about things like nurturing, it being intuitive, sensing and feeling, being in a space, energetic space, emotional, the emotions that we roll with, being receptive, being open to receiving and letting things flow in and flow to us. It's circular in nature as opposed to the masculine straight line energy. This is a fluid energy. It is changeable. It does move and shift and change, ebbs and flows as the days go, as the day itself goes, as your monthly cycle goes. This is a graceful space, an experiencing space where you're more interested in experiencing the process as opposed to the end result, experiencing the day as opposed to just trying to get through your week to the end of the week where you can then experience, letting yourself really just be in a space of experience. It is a soft space to the masculine's hard space. Joy and pleasure are here, letting yourself participate in things and even making time and space for pleasure, letting yourself have that pleasure, feeling a sense of pleasure in your body, in yourself, in your space, in the world, and letting yourself have the lightness of joy. And that is a playfulness. There's a playfulness aspect that gets in there too. It is a changing and shifting energy, and it is energetic as opposed to the physical. When we get into the masculine world, we are really looking, yes, we are really looking at that outward energy. So we're looking at protecting energy, action-based. This is driven. This is purposeful. It is on a mission. It is giving to the feminine's receiving. It is straight line to the feminine circular. It is focused. That's that energy of a person in their masculine energy who is concentrating on something and everything else disappears, and it's hard to even get their attention or break their attention away from what they're doing, or they get grumpy if they get pulled out of that focused energy because they were in that focused forward moving energy. Being assertive, being competitive, being hard to the feminine soft, results oriented, instead of really just enjoying the process per se, which, doesn't mean you can't enjoy the process, but instead of really focusing on enjoying the process, being focused on what the end goal is. Where are we going? Where are we trying to get to? What is the thing that we're trying to accomplish here? It's constant, like a rock. It is physical. It is in the physical space. Now, I do think it's important to tap on the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine, even though we're not going to do a deep dive on the wounded today. But the wounded feminine might show up in ways like being needy, Both lists have manipulative on it. Be feeling desperate, having those victim feelings, like you don't have control, like things in life is being done to you, and that you don't have control over the life and what you're creating around you. Being critical of others, insecure, validation seeking, people pleasing out of a sense of fear as opposed to that nurturing aspect of the feminine energy. Feeling powerless, like you don't have control. Feeling confused, unsure. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. That wounded masculine might show up being too competitive, also being manipulative. Aggression can show up here, and that can show up in big ways and in small ways. Being withdrawn, closed off, distant, putting up walls, turning off the emotional senses, not letting themselves be vulnerable. Blaming, demanding, controlling, and over controlling. There can be a sense of good control, and then there can be a sense that that everything needs to be controlled, and not releasing the grip on that control, and being reactive. So, masculine energy often wants to be appreciated and respected. And the fears that pop up here with this are fears of being criticized and shame in a lot of ways. Feminine energy often desires to be loved and cherished. So, fears here can pop up of being abandoned. So, this isn't about abandoning pieces of yourself that you love. And I think this is very important, that what we're bringing up here is something to come out with curiosity. This isn't like, oh, in order to be the best partner that you can possibly be, you have to check off all the boxes on the feminine side and really step away from the boxes on the masculine side. Remember, we are all an amalgamation. We're all a mixture of both masculine and feminine energy. You might have one dominant energy, but you'll have pieces of the other energy as well. And it's important to know what pieces of that are things that you choose for yourself, what you love to step into. Maybe you love to like really be focused, to have these times when you're really moving forward, where you're really driven, you're really in that, you know that you can protect your child. If you're a mother, you have these moments where you're really in that masculine space, and know those aspects that you love about yourself, that you want to keep, you want to hone, you want to cultivate, and the aspects that maybe you took on because of conditioning, or because your parents decided that that was an important trait that you should have. If you were in your masculine energy and you had parents who really tried to pull out any kind of masculine qualities because they had an experience themselves with someone who was too aggressive, and they're wounded masculine, and so they tried to take away those aspects of you. Or you got out of a big relationship, and in that relationship you had felt so open and so able to receive, but suddenly it's over, and now you don't feel safe, and you don't feel like you can receive, and you feel like it's dangerous to receive. You feel like it's dangerous to love. Maybe it feels dangerous to let yourself be vulnerable, dangerous to let yourself feel emotional. Having those things that sort of condition us into a new space that maybe we're not choosing for ourselves. We're choosing out of fear, or we're choosing for a different reason. And also looking at things like your work world. The work world really champions a lot of masculine energy. So maybe when you're in your work world, you're in a much more masculine energy. Perhaps you're a professional athlete. So when you're in that professional athlete zone, you're in the middle of competition with a sport, you are more in your masculine energy, and you are competitive, and you are goal oriented, and you are in this sort of ferocious driven space. But when you step off the field, you let yourself metamorphosize back into someone who's really just experiencing beauty and pleasure. You're in your energy, you're noticing your emotions and the emotions that came up for you during the outcome of the game or during the game. And so this can all have balance, and it's not about abandoning or leaving behind any piece of yourself that you want and love. Okay. Now flipping over here to the next slide. So I'm going to have Tina pop that up. Beautiful. I want you to go ahead and take a moment to think about your current combination of essences and why you might carry the energy that you do. And we're not casting this as good or bad. I carry masculine energy here because I've come out of this situation. I can see where I started picking up these traits and these qualities. When I became a mother, I started taking on these qualities and these traits and picking up more masculine energy here. And that's wonderful. That's good. I was protecting and providing for my child. Or, why you are the combination that you are. So go ahead and take a moment just to think about yourself. And you can say anything that you're thinking out loud as well. Mhm. I love this. And I love these. Yes, I was just looking at that, Althea. I hold space and masculine energy to keep my heart and headspace safe, which a lot of people do that. And that can be for periods of time in your life. You can thank yourself for what you needed to take from that you needed to feel safe in that time. You needed to feel protected. But as we can evaluate this and take a step back and get curious, there might be space now for you to release some of that intensely protected space to open up to someone and be open to receiving and let yourself be in a new space. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Yeah. Melanie feels that as well. I love this. Fear abandonment and carrying the more negative. Yeah. And these are beautiful things to learn. Learning and opening up the lid on the jar is such an important piece of growth, that we grow and we become better and we evolve. And aren't you so grateful for that part of you that learns about, where you had to protect, where you had to change, where you had to survive, where you can thrive as opposed to just surviving, what that energy looks like, how you can allow yourself to change and move. So I want to talk a moment about polarity. So polarity is, when we're talking about it in the course of relationships, we're talking about the attraction of two partners who are in opposing energies. So there are a lot of sort of theories about this, and the main one is that opposites attract, that the opposite polarities attract, not necessarily I like to do this and this person hates this, and that's attractive. It's those masculine to feminine qualities attract each other. And perhaps people who are more in the middle and hold a real mixture of both become more attracted to each other as well. So love stands on its own here. So love is beyond polarity. Love, we can have love for our partners. We can have love for our children. We can have love for our parents, our friends, and we can love them fully and completely without any polarity coming into play here. Although polarity happens in other things outside of romantic relationships as well. But polarity really comes into play when we're talking about romance and relationships, because it comes into play with attraction. It is that attractive component, romantic attraction, sexual attraction, being attracted to your person on a deeper level, on a different level, on a romantic level. So, a feminine essence person who is stepping more into their masculine energy may show up in a relationship and in life with feelings of burnout. And these are just a few things. There might be other things that are showing up for you in a different way, trying to control or manage her man, in self protection mode, away from her creative energy, more focused on the outcome than the process, nagging. And this also gets into overthinking, being in that headspace too much. And Liz says, due to my masculine, yeah, I can't seem to find a partner who can match up to my energy. Yeah, and it will be interesting too when you have parts of masculine energy that you love about yourself. That sometimes, if you want to that's part of what I love. That's part of what I want to keep, nursing, and I want it to thrive. That you find that you're looking for somebody with even more masculine energy in order to make that polarity still happen. So they're very much in their masculine energy, which just means, there'll be a different set of people. It's just a different, a different person is going to be the person that you might be more attracted to. Or sometimes you find yourself more attracted to a feminine energy, but it can really go either way. Now, a masculine essence person in their feminine energy may show up in a relationship and in life, not making decisions, not being able to stick to them, that kind of feeling of being wishy washy, just sort of unsure, uncertain, unclear about where they're going, not taking control of personal circumstances, not being able to focus on the end goal, not being able to move in a straight line direction, no sense of purpose, no sense of direction. Now our energies naturally try to balance out, and I love this, and I would be curious to hear your thoughts on this too. Because sometimes we don't know it, but when we have information and we know that this can happen, then we can sort of start to see what happens, when it happens, and what's causing problems. So I hear a lot. I have a lot of there's a lot of feedback about, you know, a man who might step more into his feminine energy. He's a little, unfocused, unclear, unable to get things done, and that feminine energy now feels like she has to step into her masculine energy in order to get things done. Well, now I have to manage this person and I have to, constantly ask him, can you please do this? Will you do this? Can you, like, I've already told you this 3 times, like, this needs to get done. But actually balancing out the energy might be better served by her stepping more into her feminine energy in a different way and letting him have the space and time to step into his masculine energy so that he can take it over from there, so that he's, not stepping more and more into the feminine energy as he's sort of releasing control and releasing his vision and releasing his purpose to a bigger energy that comes up to manage and direct and create that sort of guidance system that the masculine energy generally wants to feel. Yeah. I believe I carry a lot of masculine due to the ways of having to manage everything by myself. Absolutely, Selena. And I think that a lot of people feel that way, that that's something pervasive today, just because, there, when you're talking about feminine energy, there's so much feminine energy in the workforce. There's so much feminine energy with children. You have these components where you do have to take on so many things for yourself. And I do think that's a beautiful space to really thank yourself for stepping up for yourself. And then also getting to play with the attraction of letting yourself open up to someone who's willing to take on some of the role that you've taken on that perhaps you don't want to hold on to. There might be a part of you that's not interested in always managing everything or having to be responsible for everyone all the time, or having to be the hardest worker who can only focus on the goal because you don't have the luxury of experiencing pleasure. You don't have the luxury of experiencing beauty in the moment. And we can do this in small ways for ourselves as well, by taking small moments to really step back into a space of, oh, I can actually do my job feeling a lot of joy. I could actually spend this day without those stressed out feelings of, oh, the end goal. And I can reframe it for myself and give myself the objective of, hey, today is just about enjoying this process. Like, I'm still going to get everything done, but I'm going to do it in a joyful, beautiful way. And I'm going to feel love for all the people that I'm interacting with. And I'm going to be in an open, receptive space to what may be coming in, and let my feminine energy change here and let myself change as the day goes on. And I can intuitively pull different messages from different people. So if you notice yourself or your person slipping into an energy that you don't like, it's beautiful that you can help rebalance the relationship by stepping deeper into your native essence. And this is what I was just, talking about, is like letting yourself have the opportunity to reset something with your person if you find things are going off course. And this could be, just stepping deeper. This could be something small, really like wanting to like nurture and show love and, make something like delicious to eat and spending time that beauty. But also this can be something like focusing on yourself, focusing on your energy, focusing on being in that interior world, letting yourself tap into what's going on with you and find a place of joy and lightness and playfulness, even when they're sort of ebbing and flowing in a strange energy for them that feels out of alignment with you. So I loved this. A masculine energy wants to make you happy. So it's important to give him a roadmap of how to do this. And I really love this way of creating this roadmap. That creating a roadmap when you say, "I love it when you," I love it when you touch my back when we walk into a room together, and I feel protected by you, and I feel provided by you, and I love it when you buy me food. I love it when you take me to dinner. I love it when I feel safe and secure in your arms. I love it when you make a plan for what we're going to do here. Or I love it when, reinforcing the good things that you want to keep going. I love it when you, fix the roof on the house and you see something, you notice it, and you just take action and do it. I love that you do that. That's such beautiful masculine energy, and it's so attractive. So if you want him to repeat actions, then it is important to bear witness to those actions, to be able to say it out loud, to show him that you see and that you appreciate and that you are attracted to, and and that will cultivate a sense of like really leaning into that energy for you, because that is sort of ultimately what that masculine energy wants to do. That masculine energy wants to make you happy. So if you're in your feminine energy, I do think it's important to try focusing on your own light, your own joy, your own pleasure, the things that light you up, the things that are in your world that make you feel that lightness of being, because it is harder to sometimes be up and in a lightness of being than it is to match your person. Or sometimes feminine energy has a lot of empathy and a lot of like taking on of their partner's feelings, or sort of transforming it to them. So really letting yourself focus on being in that lightness of being. So how can you make yourself happy? Do you have ways that you automatically know to make you happy? That's a great tool for you to have. Do you have songs that automatically make you happy and light you up and make you feel like you're in your essence? Do you have habits? Do you have rituals that are supporting your world and supporting your daily life, so that you are really in a good essence for yourself? And we have Althea saying, walking outside in the grass barefoot, yes, and touching trees that you are connected to is a way to help ground you and connect to the universe. Absolutely. That's so beautiful. And that is so very in that divine feminine essence, letting yourself be, letting yourself experience, letting yourself feel, letting your emotions play out in that moment, letting yourself truly just be in the energy. That's so beautiful, Althea. I love that. So, a feminine energy that is lit up and is happy, it can really ignite a masculine energy to compete. And I think this is very fun. This is a very fun and like sort of funny thing that happens, is that if you are really truly taking care and giving yourself what you need and letting that effervesce and bubble over, then a masculine essence wants to make you happy and wants to compete to make you happy as well, with even your own self, which is pretty cool. Okay. So it's also important to remember that manifestation energy, it happens in your relationships too. And this is a beautiful principle to use in every single relationship in your life, your relationship to your close people, to your work people, to anyone that you see that you want to cultivate something in them, that growth energy in them, is to notice it and call it out and be grateful for it. So if you believe, you see, you are grateful for your person's great qualities, the things that you adore about them, the things maybe you were attracted to in the first place about them, those qualities will become stronger and they will continue to manifest. Now, if you believe and you see and you push hard against the qualities that you don't like as much in your person or anyone in your world, those also will manifest as well. That energy will still amplify and become bigger, because you're really focusing attention and letting that energy grow. So that's a pretty important tool to carry along, and I would love for you to experiment with that as you go throughout your week as well. Just notice, if you really reinforce positive things, reinforce the things that you love, reinforce the things you want to see more of in the people in your world, what happens to that? And I want you to think of the way that you do that as well. If someone reinforces in you something beautiful and tells you a reason that they cherish you, tells you a reason that they love you, are you more likely to sit in and open up that energy, as opposed to them telling you, but you always do this and you're always like, I this bothers me, then you're probably more likely to shut down around that energy. So I would like you to take a moment to write down any intuitive notes about your masculine and feminine essence as it is right now. So take a moment to really review yourself, where you've come from, why you are in the energy that you're in, Is there something that you're like, I didn't even really realize that this was my masculine energy, but I definitely hold this and I carry it into relationships. I carry it into my partnership. I carry it into dating. I carry it into, and I definitely can feel that energy. Oh no, I don't need, like, I don't, I'm okay. Like, I'm putting up this wall. This is not coming down until XYZ. And, maybe being so goal focused, or just noticing what things have come up for you that you're noticing in your own life right now. I love the comments coming up here. So, is feminine energy just passive and masculine energy is aggressive? No. And I love this question. This is such a beautiful question. So, I think it's very important to uh, the feminine energy, even though it's more inward and the masculine energy is more outward, that lit up, that joyful, that effervescence. There's nothing passive about it. It is active. Like, that is an active energy. But also, that the masculine energy isn't, aggressive is a big word, and it is a more aggressive energy if we're just talking about, sort of cut and dry, black and white area of masculine energy. But that feminine energy is also extraordinarily capable, and it's important to remember that when you're looking, I mean, it's really important to remember that everybody is an amalgamation, but it's also really important to remember that the most, unfolding feminine energy that you can think of, you would probably not think of as just a passive person, that things are happening to them, that they are just letting the world sort of roll in toward them. The mantra, I do not chase, I attract, is more feminine and it is more passive. It is less of a, you have to go get, you have to go do, you have to struggle, you have to, forward move for this thing, as opposed to letting it happen, that there's a letting happening and there's an ability to let yourself receive. There is more of that energy. And then also, if you find that you take joy in the getting and you take joy in the process of getting, that you love, oh, I love building this habit. I love doing this task that gets me to this end goal. That's something that you should cultivate in yourself, the things that you love about yourself, the things that you really want to champion. But there's something also I do think important about feeling like that feminine energy is still extremely capable. She can set boundaries. She is in a trusting space with herself. She knows how capable she is. She knows that she can step into any energy that she needs to in order to thrive, in order to feel safe with herself and safe with the universe, that the universe can deliver what she needs, feeling safe that the universe has her back, that the things she wants the most for herself, the universe wants for her too. So there's also something very, very capable and very strong about a feminine energy, especially as we look to it with, the eyes of, that feminine essence of mothering. That's, it does get into, a mother often picks up a lot of masculine qualities to protect it and provide for their child. And, a mother in the wild, a wild animal is, still going to be fiercely ferocious. But there's also like love and nurturing and all of those aspects and qualities that go into that as well. And that's obviously incredibly feminine because females, are like the mother, but that's extremely capable too. I'm currently transitioning into my feminine energy more as the current relationship I'm in, he holds the masculine energy, so I can actually step into my true feminine energy. Yes. And that's a beautiful thing about relationships. It's a beautiful thing about being aware that somebody is holding a space for you to let you be open, to let you trust, to let you receive, to let you be more in an energy that is experiencing. That sometimes it feels like, it feels like those things might be taken away from us because of circumstance or because of an experience we had. And now it feels like we have to shut down. But I do think it's very important to, you don't have to be in a relationship to experience that either. You can also spend time, really being focused on cultivating a relationship with the universe where you feel like, I trust what's happening. I trust what's going on. I feel open to receiving what it is that you want to bring into my life. Spending moments and pockets of time in a space where we can really open our hearts open to love without feeling like it's dangerous. Self-love, love for everyone around us. Love is available all the time, not just in those relationships. Yeah, I love that. What energy or traits would you like to enhance or play with in your life right now? So, I would like you to take another moment of curiosity and just write down any intuitive thoughts that you have about what you might want to play around with. How would you like to step into it? Do you want to step into it in a different way in your life, in your work life, in your, or do you want to add in a ritual coming home from work that you're about to go on a date with your partner and have a transitory period where, okay, in my car, I put on my lipstick. And when I put on my lipstick, and it doesn't have to be lipstick or something overtly feminine, but it can, when I do this thing, I shed the mantle of being in boss mode and having to be in go mode and get to the end mode. And I am letting go of that part of me, and I'm transitioning into a softer space where I am allowing, I am letting things come to me, I am receiving, I am letting things in. So think about any rituals, habits, anything that you want to use in your life right now and you'd like to experiment with, or if it's just energetic, I want to experiment with letting go of my need to control everything, to release the control. And trust that other people also are capable, just as capable as I am. I want to trust that my partner is just as capable as I am, and I'm going to give him the space to do that. Go ahead and write that down now. Ooh, hot shower and dancing. Being silly gets me back to that happiness. Oh, Danielle, I love that. Yes, 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 yes. Mm. Deborah, I agree with you. Music is an open door to every situation. A bubble bath. I'm going through a divorce, so I have to be both for myself, says Danielle. And many people experience that. And that is a huge piece and component of the reason that a lot of feminine energy people will pick up a whole bunch of masculine energy that, okay, I need to be both. I need to be it all. I need to cover all my bases and make sure that I am safe and protected. I need to make sure that I am focused moving forward, but also I don't want to lose those parts of my feminine self. And so, I'm sort of juggling all this together. And the beautiful thing to be aware of is just as you are, that you're aware that you're doing it, which is so incredibly helpful because then you can really look at it with fresh eyes and new eyes. When somebody you do really want to be romantic with steps in, if you notice that, the energy they stepped in with might change because maybe you're not willing to release control. Maybe you're not willing to release some of the things you picked up in order to defend yourself. It's all wonderful information. More feminine, but a masculine pertaining to being with work and family responsibilities as a single mom. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that makes perfect sense. And I have appreciation, gratitude for yourself with that, Tina. And also, I would love for you to consider little ways in which you might want to put little shots of your femininity into, reinsert it into those relationships and into that work. Like, what would that look like? Would it look like having more joy throughout your day at work? Would it be like, having moments where you really let yourself sit with your emotions? Oh, how am I feeling? I think I need to change tasks right now and do something else because my energy has shifted, and I had a lot of energy earlier and it felt like go get it energy, but my energy is more fluid now, and I think I need to move to a different type of task. Or when you're, with your kids and with your family, of, okay, so I am in this provider protector energy, but also how can I infuse this with some of my more natural feminine energy as well? Maybe I can bring in, some time to be more silly and goofy if you haven't had time to do that because you've been working so hard and you've been tired and you've been, on your mission and getting things done. Injecting something that feels whimsical and fun and funny and light and joyful and pleasurable. I love all these comments. I love them so much. Oh, being a business owner in an industry that has been the old boys club for years, I get stuck between being strong masculine and softer feminine. Yes. And it is so difficult to maneuver the dynamics of a world where this is the one thing that's really praised, numbers, getting things done, getting to the end goal, being in this straight line energy, being in that, it can be very difficult. And you even could, I think, experiment with having a little like covert femininity that you sprinkle into things, that you keep all your competence, keep all of your shows of being, in this space where what they care about the most is provided for, but like, sprinkling in some things that are really just for you to know that they are there in this very feminine way. And I think a lot about, lately I've been thinking a lot about like athletes and professional athletes, and this, like when a, very feminine energy steps into a professional athlete world, or like a mixture energy, that they take on these sort of more masculine traits. But I like fashion is such an interesting way of focusing on beauty and how it energetically shifts you and makes you feel like you're in a different space. And these, sort of athletes who take on different aspects of like, oh, I'm going to wear jewelry in my sport, even though it was never traditionally a jewelry sport. Like these little things that are kind of almost little uh oh, what's the word that I'm looking for, when you are kind of doing something that is like a little bit something you shouldn't be doing, almost that kind of rebellion, a little rebellion against something that, like, and a celebration, really more than a rebellion, a celebration of who you are and what is, and celebrating that I don't have to be one thing and I don't have to be what you make me, and that's just noise. Like, look at how my numbers and my goals excel when I focus on my joy and my work in the process. And Tracy says, so excited that the man who I have found to live is very willing to allow me to let go of the boss part, always in control. I love that. It's been such a blessing to help me step into my feminine side. Yes, I love that for you too. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is I would like to step into a space where we're sort of stepping out of, we're keeping all the information we've just learned, but we're going to step into a new space and we're going to transition into calling in our person, stepping into a love frequency, calling in what we desire. And we're going to use some of this information we've just learned. I am also going to be using my beautiful love spell jar. If you have one as well, go ahead and grab it and pull it in now. You do not have to have it. I highly recommend it. You can also make one yourself with not in this moment. Obviously, you'd have to get ingredients and tools, but you can. We also have them available too for you, that we can send it straight to you, and it's just so beautiful and wonderful for opening up this energy of calling in. So, what I'd like to do is to open up this energy of calling in and stepping into. So what I'd love for you to do is, if you need to just, release any physical, energetic things that might have popped up for you. Sometimes when we take a look at the past, or we look at things that might be causing us worry or anxiety, we start to take on some of that energy. So just poof, woof, let go of any of that now and step in once again to your energy, that energy we first stepped into at the very beginning of this call. What is your innate essence? Step into that now. Take a breath into that. Inhale and exhale. Let your shoulders slide down. Let the energy at the crown of your head lift up and let that lift your spine strong. Feel even your tongue and your mouth begin to relax. Your facial expressions, they begin to relax. Maybe you have a little smile, maybe you don't. Feel your innate energy that we just took a walk through. So if there are pieces of your energy that you want to prune that you didn't pick up on purpose, that you accidentally took on and decided to keep walking with, feel free to discard those now. Feel free to just pull into the energy that you want to be in, that you choose. This is your choice, and that is such a beautiful thing. Take a bigger breath and step into that energy of your choosing now. Feel the power of being connected to all of these other people on this call right now. Let your energy enhance their energy, that your goals are uplifted, what you want for yourself and your manifestations are amplified, and so are theirs. Sit in, and I want you to take a walk forward for a moment. In your mind, let yourself go to a space that feels very comfortable. So, this could be a big blank space, a big empty black room that you are just walking straight into and there's nothing around you. This could be a palace. This could be a space that you've been to before. This could be an outdoor space. This could be that beautiful Althea space of the outdoors. This could be that top of the mountain. This could be along the ocean. Whatever makes you feel like it aligns with you in this moment, step into that space right now. And I want you to move and walk forward in your mind and see the way that you move. Are you hustling? Are you getting there as fast as you can? Do you want to slow that down? Do you want to take your time? Do you want to take a look at all the things that are available to you to come in right now? Let yourself experience pleasure in the way that you walk. If that is fast, if that is slow, if that is getting to your destination, if that is goal oriented, or if that is opening your arms to receiving. Feel the pleasure of it. Feel the joy of being yourself. Now, I want you to step into a version of you that is cultivated, is exactly what you want. How does that play out? What does that look like in your life? Maybe visualize a interaction that you have on a regular basis with someone and how that feels in this energy of your choice. Feel the emotions in your body of this version of you. How do you feel? How does it feel to trust? How does it feel to be expansive, to be intuitive, to be changing, and to be at peace with that? I want you to notice if there are pieces of you that fall back to fear, that pieces of your divine energy that make you afraid, that perhaps your emotions make you afraid, that they'll spin out of control, that you won't be able to control them one day, or that your intuition makes you afraid because it gives you information that you then feel you have to act on. Notice any fear around anything that's here. A fear that the qualities you love about yourself that are in another energy will be unattractive or repellent to another person. Any fear, I want you to let go of. Where we are right now, this space we're in right now, this isn't the space for fear. So we're going to let it go. We're going to choose to let it go. And if you need to, you can open your hands and let it go. I want you to tilt your head up And I want you to feel your heart center opening. And I want you to start to feel the energy you naturally have, your innate vibration. It starts to pull your person. Now, this could be the person that you are with right now, pulling them deeper, closer, more intimate. This could be someone that you've never met before, pulling them closer, deeper, more intimate, getting them closer to you. But I want you to let your magnetic energy expand around you. The energy that is just your vibration. Feel its magnetism. Feel your own magnetism in a space of light, a lightness of being, living in your joy, being lit up about what is going on in your world, what you are cultivating within yourself. Feel opportunities being magnetized towards you. Everything starts to be magnetized towards you. Look at the energy in awe. It's incredible. Let your heart space open and expand. If you do have a love spell jar, you can hold it between both hands now in front of your heart. And if you don't, I am amplifying your energy regardless. All of our collective energy is coming through my heart, through my hands, through my jar, right straight into the universe. And I want you to feel that. This is getting bigger. This is a calling in. We are opening up unconditional love. Energy to keep it spicy and passionate. Energy to make it come to us faster. We are opening up a calm and a healing of past hurts and heartbreaks, where everything just washes away and it is clean and fresh and new and exciting. And you are allowed to choose what you desire. Feel the emotions of what you want to feel in the next coming day, week, month, year. Invite those feelings and emotions in now. Give yourself some mental pictures to help amplify those feelings and emotions. Maybe this is touching your person's hand. Maybe it is putting your head on their chest. Maybe it is taking a walk out in nature. Maybe it is missing them from afar. Whatever it is, let these visions pop up for you. Let your intuition speak to you and let it amplify your emotions and feelings right now. Let this energy grow bigger, bigger than it is right now. Let it fill up your entire home, your entire neighborhood. It starts pushing past a point where you can never see it. You see it push through your city or your town, through your country. It expands over oceans. Ooh, it goes all the way around the world. It's huge. And it's effortless. It's the easiest place you can come back to. No fear lives here. This feels good. So good. When your energy makes its way all around the world, through the universe, back to you in a complete and full way, I want you to let yourself open your eyes. I want you to reach for your pen and paper. And I want you to jot down 3 things quickly on this piece of paper. The first 3 things that come up for you. The first 3 intuitions. And this could make no sense to you, and that is fine. It could be white tank top, jeans. That could be the intuition that comes up. But write it down. Now, I've brought in 3 cards to amplify the work we're doing right now. I brought in the Ace of Cups for new opportunities, for heart overflowing, for feelings and emotions, for the things that you want the most for yourself, that those opportunities may never run dry, that they may overflow you over and over and over again, and that your heart and your hands may be open to them. I brought in the Six of Pentacles for giving and receiving, that you are in a space where you can receive just as much as you give, where it's not a 50-50 relationship. It is a 100% relationship where you are all in for each other, where the generosity is abounding, where there's a giving and receiving of energy, both divine, masculine, and feminine, and every color and shade in between that feels good to you, that feels right, that feels beautiful. And I brought in the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is divine communion, divine communication, being with your person, truly being in life with them, feeling the same things, being in a symbiotic space, being in a space where it feels good, it feels right, and those energies are balanced the way that you want them to be. I'm going to give our spell jar one last shake. Beautiful rose petals and cinnamon and lavender and rose quartz with that unconditional love. And I light this candle for us. I light this candle for us now, here, today, to light the light within you, because you deserve to be lit up. You deserve to be in a space in your life where things feel good, where you are walking your choices, where everything you have and desire is in your world and is your choice. That what you choose is what is present. I am lighting this candle for your heart, for your love, for your person, for any protection you may still feel you need, for trust with the universe, for a oneness with others, for a connection to nature, to the earth, to the ground, and an openness to receiving what is already here for you. So it is. I want you to say anything out loud that you need to say out loud. You can thank yourself and thank yourself for taking on qualities that perhaps you are now opening your hands to. You can tell yourself you love yourself. You can tell your person that you love your person. And if you haven't met them yet, that you're so excited to see them soon. Say anything out loud now that you need to say. Any last thing you need to say it now. Mm. Mm. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being such beautiful participants. Boy, I love your energy. I love you, and I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for your life. I'm grateful for all the things that you've done to get you where you are, that you are landing here in a space with me right here, right now. I'm so grateful for. And the things that you've had to do to protect and take care of yourself. I'm grateful for that person too. And I'm grateful for the person who is allowed to choose now, who is allowed to make a different choice for what they want. Thank you. Thank you. It was amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. Okay, my beauties. Well, I have had just the most wonderful time with you. I really am so absolutely grateful for your presence, for being here. Keep on leaving comments. I read all the comments. I do not comment on all the comments, but I read them all. And I send you bops of love as I read them too. So send those on over. I would love to see And I am sending you so much love. I am sending you so much light. And I can't wait to see your precious self again so soon. Mwah.